Coming up on KATU News Midday, the Attorney General resigns.
Thank you, and God bless America.
Why are you leaving?
Alberto Gonzales short on explanations today. We have the president's reaction to a major resignation. And
I take this opportunity just to speak from the heart.
for the first time, NFL quarterback Michael Vick speaks publicly about dogfighting, his admission. Also, some people thought it was just for fun. Police called it vandalism. Who's been arrested and why Portland's Water Bureau says soap suds in a downtown fountain is no laughing matter. KATU's Midday News starts right now. We begin with breaking news this midday.
Highway 18, this is what you're looking at. It's closed 4 miles west of McMinnville. This is a live picture from Jet Ranger 2. 2 vehicles, you can see they crashed head-on. 2 people have been taken to the hospital, both by life flight, and it was just about 30 minutes ago. Jet Ranger 2 caught this footage of one of the patients being dropped off on the helipad of OHSU. We will keep you updated on this breaking news, the accident that has closed Highway 18 4 miles west of McMinnville. We will keep you updated on this story.
Well, first on to today, another White House resignation. Attorney General Alberto Gonzales calls it quits.
His departure sets the stage for a fight in the Senate over his successor. ABC's TJ Winnick reports from Washington.
After months of hearings and accusations of wrongdoing, Alberto Gonzales, who rose from humble beginnings, resigned as Attorney General.
Even my worst days as Attorney General have been better than my father's best days.
It was a briefly worded statement, and Gonzales did not take any questions. The Attorney General had been under attack from both parties over whether politics played a part in the firing of up to 9 U.S. attorneys and whether he perjured himself when testifying about the president's controversial domestic wiretapping program.
It's sad that we live in a time when a talented and honorable person like Alberto Gonzales is impeding from doing important work because his good name was dragged through the mud for political reasons.
Gonzales is the 4th top-ranking Bush administration official to resign since last November. Democrats were quick to weigh in.
It's now up to the White House to pick a replacement who will put the rule of law first and politics at the bottom of the list.
The Attorney General first represented President Bush when he was running for governor of Texas. Indeed, the two men have a personal friendship in addition to a long-standing professional relationship. Alberto Gonzales will remain in office until September 17th. The current Solicitor General, Paul Clement, will step in as acting Attorney General until a full-time replacement can be named. TJ Winnick, ABC News, Washington.
And again, Gonzales is the 4th top-ranking administration official to leave since November of 2006, following Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, Paul Wolfowitz, and top political and policy advisor Karl Rove.
Tiger police are looking for the man who barged into an apartment and shot 2 people inside. KATU's Brian Barker is live where this all happened. Brian, do you think now the victims knew the attacker in this case?
You know, Carl, that's not clear. Here's what police tell us happened. They say around 4 o'clock this morning, someone knocked on the door of an apartment here. Woman inside came to the door, looked through the peephole in the door of her apartment, thought she recognized somebody, so she opened the door, and in rushed a guy with a gun who started shooting. 4:30 in the morning, and police are stopping almost every vehicle they see. A man with a gun is on the run, and police know time is running out. Neighbors awoke to gunfire just before 4 o'clock.
I just heard some firecracker noise back here, and it sounded kind of like gunshots, but not really. And then 5 minutes later, cops were here.
Police search past dawn, but find no one.
It's pretty scary working here. Part of my job is to protect these guys, and that's kind of scary to have that going on across the street.
As police begin questioning people inside the apartment complex, they learn the man they're looking for may have had an accomplice.
A knock came to a door of an apartment. A female goes to the door, recognizes a female on the other side, which she thinks she has known, opens the door. A white male adult pushes through.
Police say the man fired 3 shots inside that apartment. The bullets hit 2 men in the shoulder and chest. The man with the gun ran off down Highway 99. Police used a dog to track his scent about a quarter of a mile down the road until it suddenly disappeared.
So right now, the only suspect description we have is a white male adult, shaved head. He was wearing a white T-shirt and gray pants at the time.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, that'd be the first time I ever really heard of anything around here.
A startling way to wake up as police search for a man who they say is armed and dangerous. Is still out here at that apartment complex processing the scene. Still no sign of that white guy with the shaved head who police say pulled the trigger. By the way, we've got the names of the two men who got shot, Vasveli Herrera Hernandez and Eli Romero Machero. They are both at the hospital with gunshot wounds to the chest and shoulder. They're both expected to survive. We are live in Tigard. Brian Barker, KATU News.
Terrifying morning there, Brian. Thank you. Other news right now is an Albany man has been arrested for murder. Weeks after the shooting, detectives took 28-year-old Joel Jensen into custody at OHSU over the weekend. Now, earlier this month, officers were called to a shooting on Miller Lane in North Albany. Police say Jensen walked into the house where Deborah Davis and Tim Hardin lived. After an altercation, Jensen allegedly shot and killed Davis, then shot himself. She had apparently ended a relationship with him just months before. Hardin was able to escape and called 911. Jensen is now living in the medical wing of the Multnomah County Jail.
A small fire damaged 2 apartments in southeast Portland. That fire broke out on the patio of an apartment complex near 170th and Stark. Firefighters were able to get it under control quickly. 2 units suffered from smoke damage, but no one will be displaced.
Vancouver man is in jail this midday after a standoff with police. It began around 6:30 last night in the 1100 block of U Street. Police were called after neighbors reported 39-year-old Phil Harwell threatened them with a machete. Well, when officers arrived, they say Harwell ran into his house and wouldn't come out. That's when they called the SWAT team. They threw tear gas into a home. Harwell was forced out. He was arrested on a felony harassment charge as well as 4 previously issued felony arrest warrants.
And a high-speed police chase ended with a crash in Washington County. Tigard police say they tried to stop the car at Hall and Shoals Ferry for a traffic violation, but the driver took off. The BMW eventually T-boned an SUV on Highway 217 near the Denny Road off-ramp. Firefighters had to cut the roof off the SUV to get to the elderly couple inside. The driver of the car was arrested.
The search continues for a missing Sandy woman. The 76-year-old was last seen by her husband during a hunting trip in eastern Oregon.
That was on Friday. KATU's Angelica Thornton joins us from the newsroom with more on how she got lost and what rescuers are doing to try to find her.
Carl and Natalie, the National Guard sent up a helicopter this morning, and about 40 people are now searching for Doris Anderson. We just spoke with her family here in Portland. They had been pretty hopeful until they got a phone call from Anderson's daughter, and the update wasn't good.
It didn't look real good.
Melvin Anderson fighting back tears seconds after getting word from his niece. The search for 76-year-old Doris Anderson has turned up no new clues.
The amount of time that's gone by, it just, in her condition, it really looks bad.
Anderson has been missing since Friday afternoon. The Sandy woman was on a hunting trip in the Elk Cap Wilderness with her husband when their SUV and trailer got stuck. Harold Anderson broke his wrist trying to pull the vehicle, so the couple decided to walk out, but Doris couldn't make it, so she went back to the SUV. Harold hiked 6 miles. It took him 24 hours. He was finally spotted by hunters Saturday afternoon. Police found their SUV, but there was no sign of Doris. Melvin Anderson's niece told him the search will probably be called off.
She said that they were using infrared and dogs, and it was so brushy and such steep canyons there that they thought even if they had 150 people or so, they might have trouble finding her. And so they just told her that it didn't look real good.
Authorities in Baker County think Doris Anderson may have taken a wrong turn somewhere. They do not suspect foul play. Her husband is about to go in for more surgery this afternoon. Family members say he's still disoriented and can't tell them much about what happened. Live in the newsroom, Angelica Thornton, KATU News.
All right, Angelica, thank you. A teenager caught soapy-handed, and the Water Bureau wants it to be a message to would-be pranksters out there. Special security specialists say they caught 19-year-old Nolan Cunningham dumping detergent into the Keller fountain earlier this month. He was cited by police and his case passed on to the district attorney. The Water Bureau says this is a major nuisance, forcing that fountain to close for days, dumping 75,000 gallons of water and about $1,000 every time someone does this. The Bureau also posted Cunningham's picture on their website as an added deterrent and warning.
Across America today, Michael Vick is an admitted felon. Now he faces jail time for his role in a dogfighting ring. The NFL quarterback pled guilty in Virginia today. ABC's Lindsay Davis has reaction from the sports world and what the quarterback is asking for now.
While the nimble quarterback made a name for himself playing offense, Monday morning he walked into a federal courtroom in Richmond, Virginia, as a defendant.
Apologize, for all the things that I've done.
What defensive linemen struggled to do to Michael Vick on the gridiron for years, dogfighting charges could do virtually overnight in court. His plea agreement comes after guilty pleas from 3 co-defendants who all describe Vick's Virginia property as the headquarters of Bad News Kennels and claim Vick not only financed the operation, but took part in gambling and personally killed underperforming dogs by drowning and electrocuting them.
That's the part that is going to be very difficult for him to rebound from in terms of wanting to play professional football again in the future.
But what Vick admitted to in the plea agreement is that he participated in the collective execution of 6 to 8 dogs. And while he agrees that he financed the operation, he says he did not bet on the dogs.
From a defense standpoint, they're trying to minimize the amount of gambling that he did, but he did gamble.
The Falcons owner said Vick's admissions describe actions that are, quote, incomprehensible and unacceptable. The NFL commissioner, who already suspended Vick without pay, made similar comments but said he would review the situation after the legal proceedings are over.
As far as sentencing, prosecutors are recommending 12 to 18 months in prison. However, the judge could give him 5 years or more. Lindsay Davis, ABC News, Richmond, Virginia.
And Vick's sentencing hearing is set for December 10th.
A scare for 2 Little League World Series teams. Look at this. The bus they were riding to the airport caught fire this morning. Teams from Japan and Taipei were on that bus when the engine compartment burst into flames. Luckily, everyone was able to get off safely. That bus, you can see, was heavily damaged. Kids and chaperones waited with the fire department to put it out. A replacement bus came to take them to the airport. In news around the world, waves of deadly flames continue to cover large tracts of southern Greece. 63 people have been killed since Friday as efforts to control dozens of forest fires have largely failed. Some of the fires are being blamed on arson. The fire department released photos showing several suspects at work. Meanwhile, residents are devastated by all the destruction there.
I'm feeling sorry about what happens, but probably just God only can stop this because the people can't stop it. It's nature.
International help has arrived to help fight the flames. 10 countries have sent personnel to fight on the ground, while water squadrons from France, Spain, and Italy are fighting the fires from above.
Well, it seems everybody's loosening the belts. The latest obesity rankings are not good. Coming up here on Midday, which state has the fattest residents and how Oregon stacks up.
Weather's warming up again, and we could be near 90 by Wednesday. Find out where and when just ahead.
And next, a Hood to Coast runner collapses. How some fluke timing saved her life.
I'm a Z. You know how often I book work? Not like some letters I know.
Wheel of Fortune, 26 letters celebrating 25 years. Tonight at 7:30 on KATU.
Football fans, get ready for the Battle of the Border, the 3rd annual Les Schwab Kickoff Classic. It's an Oregon versus Washington doubleheader, Thursday, August 30th at PGE Park. At 5:30, Westview takes on Skyview of Vancouver. At 8 o'clock, Tiger versus Seattle area powerhouse Bethel. And it's 17 returning starters, including 4 Division I recruits. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster and the PGE Park box office. More information online at LesSchwabKickoff.com. The Les Schwab Kickoff Classic, Thursday, August 30th.
You don't have to suffer. Premier Bathrooms brings freedom to your life.
My wife had a fear of falling in the bath.
I was having difficulty getting in and out the regular bathtubs.
Premier Bathrooms' custom bath and shower enclosures are easy to step into. Feature sturdy hand grips and safety bars, secure locking mechanisms, and comfortable seats. Every Premier bathroom tub and shower is backed by an unconditional, no-quibble guarantee on all parts and labor.
It feels so safe. That's what I like about it.
You don't have to worry about getting in and out.
Very, very happy I've got it.
What better thing is there?
Premier walk-in baths come complete with bath fittings and accessories to bring value and beauty to your home. Ease away tension and pain with Premier Bathrooms' patented hydrotherapy jets. Premier Bathrooms has meant freedom and safety to thousands of customers across Europe and North America.
Call 1-888-399-2284 for a free information kit.
On the next Jeopardy, it's the college championship where brains reign supreme.
To the victor go the spoils. 100,000 big ones.
Next Jeopardy! Tonight at 7 on KATU.
This segment of KATU News is brought to you in part by Honda.
We're live with Jet 2 again near McMinnville. This is Highway 18 that is closed 4 miles west of McMinnville because of a two-car head-on collision that happened within about the last hour. 2 cars involved. You can see it there now, the white vehicle and the gray one off the side of Highway 18. 2 people were taken to the hospital. We will keep you up to date as we get more information about this head-on crash near McMinnville.
Other news right now, as a fluke of timing saved a runner's life over the weekend in the Hood to Coast relay.
KATU's Susan Harding explains when the accomplished marathon runner collapsed. Another team with the right qualifications jumped in to perform CPR.
2, 1, yeah.
Kathy Ryan sprinted out, one of the first out of the starting gate. Seen here on the far left, it's Friday night with her heart and soul teammates. The next sunrise, while running in the Coast Range, Kathy collapsed.
She works out every day of her life, and no, you would not have thought that this would have happened to Kathy.
Marianne Sweet knew it was her teammate, her running partner on the ground, and she discovered a new meaning for Hood to Coast teamwork.
And it did save her life, that teamwork did. So we're very appreciative of 12 tough mothers.
The 12 tough mothers weren't supposed to be there. They were running late. It turns out their timing and training as Oregon State troopers were perfect.
And then before our very eyes, she went from very poor breathing to no pulse and not breathing. And that's when we kicked it up a notch.
Minutes later, the sound of breathing.
And it was just a moment that you can't put into words. You know, it's with such a sound that it's unbelievable.
Just the feeling that the other members were there was very heartfelt.
The Heart and Soul team plans to be back next year with Kathy again as their captain.
I guess our name kind of epitomizes what happened this year. We had real heart and real soul.
Susan Harding, KATU News.
And Kathy Ryan is at OHSU, where her husband says she is doing better all the time.
That is a beautiful story,
Yes.
and as she said, words probably can't begin to express how everyone felt at that moment.
Yeah, and how lucky they felt
Yeah,
that
be
right team
interesting
was there.
to talk to Kathy soon. All right, weather details. What a summer, you know. Summer sort of kept us dangling, but we're coming in strong for a bit.
I know, isn't it funny? We've only been to 90 degrees 3 times in August, and most of those times were well before we got to the 15th of August, right around the 1st and 2nd. Now we're going to heat up to near 90 again, so we'll finish strong this month. Here's a look at what's happening outside right now in a Spanish Head Resort Hotel camera in Lincoln City. Completely clear. Boy, the weather's just been fantastic on the central and northern Oregon coast. 61 degrees in this location. Now, as we go farther east into the gorge, we're at 72 degrees right now. It's going to be a warmer spot in the northwest today with temperatures headed for the 80s. And we have mostly sunny skies looking at a beautiful view of Mount Hood. Here's visible satellite pictures showing both of those locations all around the valley. Not much cloud cover at all. It mostly stayed offshore and went to the north. And even Seattle had partly cloudy skies this morning. We're at 65 degrees right now. Expect the temperature to stay mainly in the upper 70s later today, and then we'll be down into the 60s pretty quickly by 10 p.m. Sunset tonight is just before 8 p.m. Here's a look at the satellite radar, and notice how we do have a pretty strong zonal jet stream. See how it's basically right now shooting right into western Canada, but that is well to our north, and our ridge of high pressure here is building in. It's not quite as strong yet as it will be yesterday when it will be warmer, and we'll see warmer air starting to make its way up from the desert southwest up to our region, and it looks like, again, we could be in the mid-80s by tomorrow, and some of you will see 90 degrees on Wednesday. But right now, very comfortable. 65 here, 66 in Kelso Longview, 66 in Astoria. East of the Cascades, 60s and 70s. Central and Eastern Oregon will be seeing temperatures in the low 80s today. Want to also mention for you, in case you haven't heard, this lunar eclipse that we haven't seen for 3 years here, a total lunar eclipse, is coming tomorrow morning. And it looks like that lunar eclipse will start very, very early in the morning, folks. So you either have to stay up late or get up really early. It starts, the partial eclipse anyway, at 1:51 in the morning. The total eclipse lasts for about 90 minutes, between about 2:52 and 4:22, and ends at 5:23. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of cameras trained on this, and we'll have it for you too for the morning show at 5 in the morning. Okay, here's a look at what's going on today. Around the Pacific Northwest, you can expect temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s along the coast. Mostly sunny skies and a high of 74 degrees at Tillamook. Gorgeous, gorgeous day, and also gorgeous here in the valley with 70s and low 80s. Should get up to about 80 in Eugene while we stay in the mid to upper 70s. 63 the high for Government Camp and mostly sunny. Now, by about Wednesday into Thursday, I'm going to look for the possibility of thunderstorms rolling up from the south, but not today. In central Oregon, 80 degrees and sunny. And we'll also watch that possibility up in the Wallowas and the Blues for Wednesday, Thursday, just a heads up. But for the rest of the day today, looking great. High near 80. Also, Hermiston, Pendleton, Yakima, you're at 80 degrees or right around that, and upper 70s for the Gorge today. Outside the Gorge and Troutdale, we're looking at a high of 77. I'm going for a high of 78 in Portland, Vancouver. We're not going to be quite as cold as we were last night when we dropped to 54, but it will be 57 overnight tonight. And, I'm sorry to tell you that I can't find that 10-day trend for some reason. I know the 10-day trend just disappeared. Let me see if I can find it for you. That's a good one, though, right? It's better than a black background. I apologize. I'll get that for you for the end of the show. It just for some reason decided that it was...
I thought you had a movie called
I know, special scene selection.
It's still on vacation. I'll go get the...
Thank you, Rhonda. We'll see that later on.
Flying between Portland and Seattle just got a whole lot easier if you do that a whole lot. This morning, Horizon Air dedicated its newly remodeled gate area at PDX. So the airline has also reduced the price of airfare between the two Northwest cities. It all starts next month. All flights are now $99 or less. That's each way. The shuttle runs every half hour. Half the flights are also using larger airplanes, so more and more passengers can make that journey from Portland to Seattle. Passengers we spoke with this morning say that change is sure a welcome one.
Some people say that marriage is a wild ride.
Okay, sometimes.
But is the wedding supposed to be? Ahead on midday, how these two took that to heart and all the screams that came along with it.
Next, thicker around the waist. Oh boy, Americans' middles are expanding. How the Northwest stacks up in the latest obesity rankings.
Night at 5.
$75 to $100.
Does everyone have to spend that much on school supplies?
I'm 2 on your side, Shelley Bailey Shaw. I'll compare school supply lists for 5 different districts and show you if you're spending more than other parents.
Tonight at 5 on KATU News.
Tired of paying too much for your glasses? The Binion's half-off sale is so big, it's been held over. Get half off all frames and lenses. You'll love the latest looks, designer frames, rimless styles, bifocals, even progressives. They're all half off at Binion's. And most glasses are ready in about an hour. Now you can afford to look your very best with half off a complete pair of glasses.
Half off and in an hour? I love it.
During the half-off sale, held over at Binion's. Why pay more?
At Champion, we build quality windows in our own factory, we install everything ourselves, and then we stand behind it. Jeez, no wonder we're America's #1 home improvement company. Only Champion makes it this easy for you.
Right now, save 40% off quality Champion replacement windows and $400 off a new Champion entry door. And all Champion windows feature our exclusive Comfort 365 glass.
Call Champion for your easiest home improvement project ever.
This is the story of 2 sisters with a lot in common. Both were diagnosed with osteoporosis and both had mild back pain. But one took the pain and did nothing. The other took her back pain seriously and she took charge. She saw her doctor, who diagnosed spinal fractures. Because she acted quickly, the fractures were repaired to help her stand strong.
If you're over 50, don't ignore even mild back pain. It may signal a spinal fracture. Call now for your free fracture assessment kit to know your risks and how to talk to your doctor before it's too late for treatment.
This is the story of 2 sisters with a lot in common, but one took the pain. One took charge. Now one takes care of the other.
Don't wait. If you have back pain, call 1-877-779-2233 or go to spinalfracture.com and take charge.
To your health this midday as waistlines across the U.S. are expanding. According to the latest rankings, obesity in 31 states getting up there. Locally, Oregon ranked 33rd in the nation with 23.3% of the population being obese. Washington ties with Idaho at 31st. There, 23.2% of the population is obese. Colorado is the fittest state at just 17.6%. The fattest state is Mississippi, where more than 30% of the population is obese. No state showed a decline in obesity.
No decline. Well, 100-calorie snack packs have become the popular item for dieters now, but while they're marketed as being easy on our waistband, it turns out they're not so nice to our wallet. A new study shows the many portions, things like Chex Mix and Keebler cookies, cost more than 3 times as much per pound as a regular-sized package. And while people are crediting the portion control packaging with helping them lose weight, others say the products are still bad diet food.
I think it's important to note that none of these foods are really health foods. We're talking cookies and crackers, foods that we really shouldn't be eating much of anyhow.
Also, nutritionists say dieters must still exercise control. If you splurge on 2 packs inside of one, you're actually going to surpass the serving size of the normal packaging.
Yeah, imagine taking a baggie and making your own little quality or portion control.
Put some carrots and,
yeah,
and celery in there.
Okay, nothing says I love you like a scream, apparently. How 2 lovebirds tied the knot in freaky fashion. That story next on Midday.
Tomorrow on AM Northwest.
Stuck in a style rut? We give these viewers a new look for the new chapter in their lives. Plus, we're kicking it old school when we talk live with comedian Jamie Kennedy.
You're a 12-year-old. Watch tomorrow at 9.
Now Izzy's offers a tour of summer taste sensations that'll have you coming back for more. Signature St. Louis ribs are back, along with new Marionberry wild salmon, juicy pork tenderloin medallions with your choice of 3 signature sauces like apricot barbecue sauce. There's new deep dish Palermo-style pizza, refreshing Marionberry lemonade, and for dessert, delectable made-from-scratch cupcakes. Summer sensations, just $9.89 every summer night at Izzy's, where we serve pizza and a whole lot more.
At Gresham Toyota, we do things differently. It's okay to just look. In fact, there's plenty here to look at. With gas prices what they are today, the new Prius is practically a rock star. And also other Toyota hybrids, especially the Camry, where it not only saves you money, but you get incredible features you'd only find on a luxury car without the luxury price tag. Whether you call, click, or just come by, you'll see the difference in how you're treated at Gresham Toyota.
Take advantage of Northwest Rugs pre-Labor Day sale for outstanding savings throughout our showroom. Choose from over 20,000 rugs to complement your home's decor. You'll find every color and style that you can imagine, including fine furniture and unique accessories. Bring your color swatches, bring your size, bring your dreams, and Northwest Rugs will do the rest. Hurry in for savings now during our pre-Labor Day sale. Creating that perfect space in your home is just one visit away from Northwest Rugs.
It's Empire's half-price home interiors sale. You'll save 50% on beautiful brand-name carpet, so you can carpet more rooms for less. Why stop with just one room? Save and do another room, too. With Empire, you shop at home and choose from a great selection, and we install next day. You'll save 50% with no payments till 2009. Empire's half-price home interiors sale. Call now and carpet more rooms for less.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. This segment of KATU News brought to you in part by Columbia Credit Union.
Finally, this midday, they say marriage is a roller coaster, and one couple has taken it literally. Yes. The Pippers of Pennsylvania took their wedding vows on a roller coaster. They tied the knot on the Thunderbolt coaster, the entire wedding party. Plus, of course, the minister rode that coaster at Kennewood Park in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania.
If my wife suggested that, I would have said, I don't.
No, I don't. Let's elope somewhere else, right? Hopefully it'll be straight.
You saved the 10-day forecast for us.
Saved the best for last. No rain in the forecast. Ooh. We're headed for the upper 80s by Wednesday, low 80s Thursday. It looks like next week looks pretty good, too. Maybe a chance of rain coming Monday. But hey.
That's Labor Day, right?
That's Labor Day.
Everybody have a great afternoon.
Thanks for joining us. See you later.